Well, hello, folks. Thank you for joining me for a couple of minutes while I talk to you about a new book that I just wrote for Premier Publishing called Suicide and Psychological Pain, Prevention That Works. I have been doing training programs in the arena of suicide prevention, and self-mutilation since 1971. And over the last 40 some years, I have talked to literally thousands of men and women in my training seminars. And it never fails that in the training seminars, participants ask wonderful questions. And the beauty of these questions is that it allows me oftentimes to talk about subjects that I wouldn't normally talk about in my 6-hour seminar format. But the problem has been that some of these questions are so engaging and so thought-provoking that I can't address them as much as I would like. So that urged me to write this book. The book basically goes into the realm of suicide, and we do talk about self-mutilation. We talk about the fact that all behaviors are purposeful. We want men and women to realize that obviously men and women cut, scar, slash, and burn, or think about suicide for a reason. And that reason, more often than not, is to give them some transient, temporary, or in suicide, permanent relief from symptoms of unbearable psychological, psychiatric pain. And we go to great lengths in this book to describe to you what are some of the sources of that psychological, psychiatric pain that we need to be attentive to. So we devote a section of the book to the risk factors for suicide and self-mutilation, which will be the mental disorders that can cause this unbearable pain, social stressors that can cause this unbearable pain. We also talk to you about the warning signs for a pending suicide event, epidemiologically valid behaviors that have been noticed through psychological autopsies. Over the last 40 some years, I've been correlated to conditions of men and women dying by suicide. But perhaps the most important feature of the book was in the arena of treatment, because that has been the question that more often than not comes to the fore during my training seminars, is how do we therapeutically engage with this population to assist them in other ways to manage this unbearable pain other than using suicide or self-mutilation for that purpose. So the treatment aspect of this book is of vital importance, because treatment begins with a very strong issue of being empathic towards the fact that our client views the behaviors that we see as maladaptive. We must be empathic to that. Treatment also is focused on providing them with alternative ways to manage the pain that they're experiencing in their lives. Instead of self-mutilating, instead of thinking of suicide, offering them other ways to manage the pain that they're experiencing in their lives. But a very powerful issue in the book is, how do we motivate our clients? How do we motivate them to take us up on our offer of learning other strategies to manage their pain? Because we can develop some wonderful strategies that our clients can use to manage these unbearable pains, but they're not going to use them unless they're motivated. And we talk in the book on how to motivate our client to utilize the skills that we want to teach them. And what are some of those skills? Some of the skills we talk about in the book are mindfulness skills, skills that perhaps many of you are already very alert towards. Having your client learn how to pay attention to themselves and the world in which they live. And this is going to be extremely important, because oftentimes those pains that our client experiences are emotional and psychological and psychiatric. And we want our client to be alert and aware of what those issues of emotional, psychological, psychiatric pain do to them. So we want to teach them how to be mindful of themselves and the world in which they live. We also want to teach them stress tolerance skills, so recognition that the pain that they experience may never be totally eliminated. But we teach management skills so that these unbearable levels of pain that they're experiencing can become bearable levels of pain. We do not offer our clients the opportunity to eliminate these pains, but instead we offer them stress management, issues of how to manage the pain. We talk in the book about how to teach our clients how to emotionally regulate these pains, emotional regulation skills, on how they can manage these issues of pain in their lives so that they don't have to turn to self-mutilation and suicide. And then finally, we talk to them about interpersonal relationship skills, on how do we communicate this pain to other people? How do we let people know that we're hurting? Oftentimes, self-mutilation is a communication style. How can we let our clients learn skills on how to communicate their pain to other people in a way that's efficacious for them, helpful for them, and also helpful for the other person to get the assistance they may need? And we talk also in the book about the issues of suicide in the realm of its prevention, and how oftentimes our efforts in suicide prevention are missing some very dramatic issues. And I talk in the book about what suicide prevention really is, and that's helping a person learn how to cope and feel good about themselves and have a certain degree of self-efficacy in how to communicate their pain in effective ways. So these are some of the issues that I write about in the book Suicide and Psychological Pain, that has been just published by Premier Publishing. And again, it was in a response to the questions that many of you folks have asked me. So thank you for your attention. And I hope when you do purchase the book, you find it to be entertaining and also very useful. Thank you.